T minus 1 minute. T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Own it, own it, own it, Kong. I own it. It did.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet.
Am I hosting?
We go through this every time. You literally said, I'm going to host on Monday.
When did I say that?
You said it on the last show. You were like, I'll host Monday.
Okay. Well, since I'm hosting Monday Night Raw, welcome to the Monday Night Raw post show, of course, with the Salt Shakers. Where are people talking? Shut the hell up. With the Salt Shakers, of course, me, Drian Centeno, and of course, my tag partner here, Nikki. And I mean, Monday Night Raw was quite interesting tonight. I mean, how are you feeling, Nikki? How did you feel about Monday Night Raw? Like, we got the tag team tournament started. We saw some of the competitors tonight. What do you think was missing?
I don't know. It was a little boring, but it was okay.
Okay, well, let's jump right into it then. All right, so we started out the show tonight with, of course, the tag team tournament announcement. We had Tamina and Dana Brooke, Io Sky and Dakota Kai, Alexa Bliss and Asuka, Nikki ASH and Doudrop. And then we have on the right side Raquel and Aaliyah, Xia Li and Shotzi, Nikita Lyons and Zoe Starks, and then Natalya and Sonya Deville. And this is, of course, is our bracket at the beginning of the night. It was quite interesting seeing, I guess a lot of people were more so confused on why Nikita Lyons and Zoe Starks will be a part of this tournament since they're down at NXT. Some people thought maybe it was a call-up or something, or just a spot to fill in for the time being. But I personally don't feel like they're going to make it to this tournament. Honestly, I really don't. I feel like somebody's going to knock them out their spot somehow, some way. But Natalya and Sonya, I've never seen them match up together. So I think that'll be quite interesting to see, to be honest. I'm not even going to lie to you. Aaliyah and Raquel, that can be a nice little duo. And then Xia Li and Shotzi, I don't know. What do you think?
I was surprised to see Natty and Sonya Deville. I actually do think that Raquel and Aaliyah are going to go further than I honestly think Raquel and Aaliyah are going to make it to the finals, to be honest. I think that they have they're kind of like Raquel's been on a really good momentum. Even though she didn't win the gauntlet, she was the most dominant in the entire thing. And I thought it was weird to see Zoe and Nikita together, which I thought it could have easily been like a callback for like Candice LeRae and Indy, or even Toxic Attraction. I'm not surprised in Shotzi and Xia Li because I feel like they don't have anything for either one of them at this point. And yeah, Sonya and Natty are kind of giving us like a total divas tag team.
It's like a
I still
reunion.
think Shayna should be in the tournament,
Mm-hmm.
even though she's facing, like, she already has her match for Clash of the Castle, but I still think I would have rather seen Natty being a tag um with Shayna, but I don't think they're gonna advance either. I think it's gonna be Aaliyah and Raquel, and I think it's gonna be Nikita and Zoe for some reason. I don't know why, but it's
It'll be
kind of
funny.
weird.
And it's it kind of, because I know a lot of people on social media were like kind of trying to figure out, okay, well, why use Nikita and Zoe but not use like Toxic Attraction, who's like an actual team, So it's kind of weird, like seeing that. I don't know, but these are brackets as of right now. I was going on Joseph. He said, I thought it was interesting that people were throwing a fit on social media because Sasha and Naomi weren't just handed back to titles anyone can win. I mean, yeah, this front of this tournament. Then, of course, I mean, Raquel is no stranger to tournaments anyway. She literally been a part of the Dusty Women's Cup tournament that they had, and even Dakota Kai as well. Joseph said, what could be holding back? What could be holding Toxic back is that Mandy is a women's champion in NXT. I mean, nothing to say that they couldn't just been utilized for this tournament just for this night. Not saying that they had to win, but it's just they would have made more sense than Nikita and Zoe, in my opinion. But nonetheless, of course, we got the show opening up with, of course, Control, Bailey, Io Sky, and Dakota Sky. I mean, Dakota Kai, for all you dummies, she knows she messed up tonight, Bailey, as she recovered what she messed up at. And of course, it just talked about like everybody. They talked about Asuka, they talked about Alexa, and of course, Bailey is still hung up upon Bianca Belair, someone who she has not beat and has been like, she's been back. They've only been back not so long, and I mean, they've really been causing a lot of trouble since then. And of course, even throw out the mess or whatever, we got Alexa, Asuka, and Bianca inside of the ring, and I mean, they're just ready to go. Like, Bailey challenged Bianca, Asuka, and Alexa to a six-woman tag match at Clash of the Castle, and Bianca accepted their challenge. Like, they all accepted it. So I mean, here we are. I mean, Bianca's like, you know what? I think there's a time where I'd be like, you know what? I think that's cool, but not tonight. And out of nowhere, there was a big brawl that took place inside of the ring, and then they led it into outside of the ring, that led it into the crowd. So I mean, honestly, this is what I've always said I wanted the women to do, was just like brawl. The men get the brawl all the time. You really don't see women just really just throw each other around and just really just brawl the way that they like sort of kind of had them do it back in the day. But I think it's just nice to see. I mean, were you expecting like them, like Billy, to throw out that challenge for Bianca, Asuka, and Alexa? Or were
No,
you
and
maybe she would have did like a one-on-one or something?
it's kind of disappointing. I don't like when I don't like to see a champion hold during a pay-per-view. Like, I think that it diminishes the title. I think the title should always be defended, or the champion shouldn't be on the card at all.
Yeah.
But I think this match diminishes the significance of the Raw Women's Championship, where Liv has a match already and it's booked and she has an opponent, and it's we get a whole full build story and everything. Surprises could happen, anything could happen, but this is in a way, to me, for booking, this is a cop out, because it makes it seem like either they don't have anyone for Bianca to face, they don't want to take the belt off of her, or they don't want to do Bailey and Bianca and then have Bailey lose, obviously, because she's back. It looks, I don't know. I don't like it. I think it's I don't know. I think it just brings down the relevance of a champion when you throw them. Same with Roman. When Roman was put into a triple threat match with the Usos, and I mean, not a triple threat, but a six man tag. I think that Bianca should be defending just like Liv is defending. I
Yeah.
don't think there's a purpose of putting Bianca in the mix, especially now that we have like what's confusing to me is is a team going to be walking in, because I mean obviously it's going to be one or the other. It
Mm-hmm.
can't be, they have to, they're obviously probably going to, they won their respective match tonight, and I'm sure Asuka and Bliss are going to win their match, and then they're going to face each other. But if EO and Dakota walk in with championships, and then Bianca walks in with a championship, and that just is so unbalanced to where if it's not a winner take all match,
Mm-hmm.
then it doesn't make sense. But I mean, who knows? It could easily be it could be that. But beyond a story, it's still pointless to have your champion not defending and in a match, in a tag match. I don't think it does. It doesn't do anything for Bianca, and having Bliss and Asuka on her side doesn't do anything either. It's kind of like a filler match in a sense. So I don't know. I thought I when I heard the announcement, I don't know. I didn't really care for it at all, to be honest.
It was just kind of weird because, I mean, yeah, of course, you finally get all three of them in the ring together to at least have a match, but it kind of just feels as if, like you said, they really don't have an opponent for Bianca. Um, they don't, and it just seems like you said, they don't want Bailey to lose, and of course, they don't want Bianca to lose her title that soon either. Um, I don't know. I feel like Clash of the Castle is a filler pay per view until they decide what they're gonna do at their next pay per view. I think it's either Crown Jewel or Survivor Series that's coming up after Clash of the Castle. One of them. I'm unsure. Uh, let's see. Yeah, they were fighting. I didn't watch Raw yet. What Chad? What are you missing? What are you doing? Joseph said, I think it's B and C. They don't want Bianca to lose the title, but at the same time, Triple H wants Control to be a strong faction. Um, Jalen said, I think it's building a storyline between BAA versus Control. Chad said he's just here for the commentary from the Salt Shakers. That's 2Ks. I didn't even watch the actual show. Roy said, long as he is, he never loses a bet in my lifetime. I'm good to go, LOL. I know that's right, but she'll have to lose eventually.
I
But
just don't think she needs it, because what are they gonna do? Book her in a corner like Roman? If she holds on to it too long, like she's gonna eventually have to lose it, like she did with like Becky. Becky, the whole Becky story made her even 10 times better. Her
mm-hmm.
going all the way back to the bottom, her building her way up. If you continue to keep her as a champion, it's gonna be stale. And
Mm-hmm.
what's gonna happen is she's gonna get booked into a corner, because she's already getting the Charlotte Flair treatment at this point. Like, she's being booked very well.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't take this belt off of her by the end of the year, then it's I don't think it's gonna go good. It worked with Bailey because I feel like Bailey never really got that extensive run.
No.
But I just feel like if Bianca loses the title, I
Mm-hmm.
think it, like, to someone like Bailey, and we talked about this on Turnbuckle Glam. Like, I know a lot of people weren't a big fan of the hot between Charlotte and Sasha.
Yeah.
You go back and look at it, it wasn't as bad as people made it. It was just the switching of a title. So if
Mm-hmm.
that could happen with Bianca and Bailey, it could cause even more to their rival, and then them end up in an I Quit match.
Mm-hmm.
But you keep this title on her, let's say, until Royal Rumble. I don't, I don't know if it's gonna be like this. It's not good for booking, because she's good at chasing. She
Mm-hmm.
really is. She's not. She's great as a champion, and to me, she's even better chasing. To be honest.
Yeah. Let's see. The Wrestling Classic, Justin said it could have been Bianca versus Bailey, Alexa and Oscar versus Dakota and Io for a tag at the class. Uh, Jalen said, because if you think about it, the Bloodline versus RK Bro and Drew set the stage for Roman and Drew now, and Usos and versus RK Bro. JD said Belair as a face on the chase is something everyone will get behind. All right. Uh, Taekwon said it's kind of like how they really don't want Drew to lose the NXT title when Adam Cole came, but they still wanted the Undisputed Era to be booked strong. Uh, Bailey gonna beat Bianca by the end. I mean, it's possible. Somehow, some way, they will Bianca will lose their title to Bailey somehow, some way, or it could be anyone else. As we move on within the show, we have Seth freaking Rollins versus Angelo Dawkins with Montez Ford outside ringside. And I'll have to say that this match was actually really, really good. We talk about this a lot when it comes with the Street Profits, and a lot of times people have their main focus on Montez. We know Montez can wrestle. We know he's entertaining. We know what he can bring to the ring or whoever he's facing or whatever. But when it comes to Dawkins, I mean, Dawkins is like extremely talented. He really showed his ass tonight with someone like Seth Rollins. And it just sucks at the fact that a lot of people now want to start paying attention to him and want to try to give him some credit somehow, some way, when that's something that you guys should have been doing. I feel like with Dawkins, he's just really, really good, man. Like he's a great wrestler. I really don't have anything negative to say about this match, except Montez being the distraction. You literally could say you kind of cost your partner the match because you interfered by just gyrating outside the ring and then interfering and letting Seth Rollins get inside your head and stuff like that. And I don't know, man. There's a lot that can go into this. What did you think of this match?
I think Dawkins is the better wrestler, to be honest. I think Montez is too flippy sometimes, and I don't think he not to take away from his ability, but I don't think he's that great of a wrestler. I think Montez is more of an entertainer. Sometimes it does get too ricochet for me, too flippy, too all over the place. And I think that Dawkins showed tonight that he's the better wrestler. And I say this all the time. I think it has a lot to do with aesthetics. If Dawkins looked like Montez, I don't even think people would be having the conversation, to be honest. I think that people look at Montez's stature. He's a great talker. I just don't think he's the better wrestler. I don't. And I'm tired of the conversation always being, oh, Montez is a star. I don't personally think, and I've said this over and over again, if these two break up, I don't think that Montez will get the run that people think. I don't care if it's under Triple H. I don't care if it's under I don't care who it's under. I don't think that this man would. I think he could.
Yeah.
I just don't think it will happen. And I could be wrong. I mean, I've been wrong about things before, but I just don't think that splitting them up. And I agree with Justin. Montez is hella charismatic, I believe, but I don't believe that he's the better wrestler. I don't. And I think that people, like, I saw comments, people were like, oh, Seth can put over anybody. And it's like,
Dawkins carried himself in this match, though,
and has been
clearly
for multiple times.
Even in their tag matches, Dawkins is a lot of times in the ring more, doing the wrestling, doing the wrestling at that.
Yeah, multiple times. I think that if they go solo, I don't think it's going to benefit either one of them. Like, I don't. I just don't think it's gonna happen. I don't see. If I'm being honest, I don't see Montez as a world champion. I don't. I just don't. I think he's a great athlete. I think he's amazing on the mic. I don't see him as a world champion. I just don't. And it's not to take anything away from him, but I think this is a prime example of tag team wrestling. Sometimes is more beneficial and better than being a singles competitor, because you can go out there and you know, you could go out there and have a great match and have a, I think, to be honest, I think if Montez was to ever become a world champion, it would be the same thing as what people are saying about Liv. Well, some people are saying about Liv is her chase was better than her reign. Right. Same with Big E. I don't think Big E's reign was that great. I think it was not his fault. I think booking was terrible. Yeah. I think it was too rushed. We were literally told that he was gonna cash in. That was stupid. And I think with Montez, I don't see it. I don't see it at all. I think there's gonna be something has to change. Something has to develop, if that makes sense. Something. I think he's a phenomenal athlete, like I said, and I think he's great, but I think he's better in a tag than actual solo run.
Yeah, that's understandable. I mean, I just feel like, I was like, Dawkins showing skin more and everything. Like,
he's getting more fit.
He is you can see the drastic change in his appearance, and everything. Like you can see that he's trying new things. He's trying different things. He's doing dives outside of the ring and stuff like that. He's really trying to prove. It's like he's trying to prove to everyone that, hey, I know you guys have your focus on Montez and the amazing thing that he's doing in the ring, but look what I can do too. I'm not the weak, tag partner. I'm not the ugly Betty of this tag team of our tag team or anything like that, or, and stuff like that. But I don't know. I don't want them to break up by no means necessary. Mm-hmm. I feel like they work. They have a balance with each other. You know what I'm saying? Stupid. Breaking them up, you're only gonna hurt them.
No one says anything about breaking up the Usos. No one says anything about breaking up the Viking Raiders. No one says anything about breaking up FTR or the Briscoes. Like, it's stupid. And it just, the conversation has been so tiresome because it benefits only Montez. Literally. Like, if they were to split up, it would be different if people still had that faith in Dawkins, but everyone's, for some reason, blind to how talented Dawkins is, and it's so weird to me. It is truly weird, honestly. I don't know.
It's awful, honestly. But Seth, he did end up picking up the win by Viva Pedigree. So Viva Pedigree. But nonetheless, it was an awesome match. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah. What I kind of thought I was going to enjoy a little bit more was this next segment here. That just so happened between Edge, of course, last week. Edge tried to help out, the Mysterios within their match, but he ended up spearing Dominic Mysterio instead of Finn Balor, to be exact, because he was moved out of the way. And Dominic doesn't forgive Edge for what he did. Like, he's upset, he's mad, he's angry. He's not feeling Edge right now. And Ray, being the father, trying to talk some sense to his son, telling him to stop. Like, this is family. And I've known this man for 20 years. Well, you know me for 25. So, like,
that was so funny. That was the funniest shit that he's ever said. I was like, what?
It's like, well, you know me for 25. It's like,
that's some like,
I would have got
that's some real. I gotta figure out Dominic's side because
I think he's a Pisces.
That's some real. I was gonna say that's some real emotional shit right there.
Yeah, I think he's a Pisces.
That's
No, he's an Aries actually. His birthday is April 5th.
Oh wow, that's Charlotte Flair's birthday. Mm-hmm. That's also my sister's birthday too. That's crazy. Yeah, that was some real like
fire. Like he
type shit.
I'm gonna say it's a heart attack. He pushed him a little
that's
hard.
Your dad. Well,
we're not gonna do that.
That's your dad. That's your dad.
That is his father.
That's your living father. Let me say that.
The mullet is growing. Okay.
He looks
got
really good.
and everything now.
Dominic is definitely growing into his grown man. I love these shirts though. I really love these shirts.
They're cute. But Dominic was not feeling it. I mean, he's not happy. And then of course this was right before he had his match. But before that, we gotta talk about this.
Let me just say the way that Dominic pushed Edge and the way that Kevin Owens slammed Ezekiel is the way that Athena kicked Queen Amina today on
so
AEW.
much that was going on today. Like I thought Queen Amina died. The way Ember kicked the out of her. Like Jesus Christ.
She ate that up. She really did. She ate that up.
But I mean, of course, for a match that we've already seen once before, well, technically it really wasn't a match because Ezekiel ended up getting his ass beat.
Thank God.
Over here, and I'm so sad.
Listen, when you got the game, when you have Triple H, when you have Hunter, when you have Paul, we're getting heel Kevin Owens. We're getting NXT Kevin Owens. I think a lot of people have to be reminded of who Kevin Owens truly is. Yeah. One of the greatest talents in WWE, in NXT, literally came up on debut, like beat John Cena, right? Am I wrong?
Yeah, he beat John Cena.
John Cena. He's had some crazy feuds with so many different people. Honestly, one of the I and this is just my opinion. I haven't seen anyone besides Claudio, of course, formerly known as Cesaro, take Roman Reigns to that level like Kevin Owens did. And Kevin Owens, if I'm not mistaken, was one of the first people that he had to defend against, and they went on for some months. And I just remember seeing, because obviously Kevin Owens is a better wrestler. I'm just gonna put that out there. So it's not hard, but it took him to take something out of Roman, where I think we saw a different side of Roman through competitors like a Kevin Owens. And the one thing, and I say this all the time about Kevin Owens, he's so unorthodox with his look that looks like there is no one in the history. I don't care about people comparing him to Stone Cold. I don't care. I don't want to hear the comparisons. There is no one in this industry like Kevin Owens, past or present. Like, the only person close to it, and you should know who I'm about to say, is Eddie Edwards. They're very similar. They are very similar, and I'm talking about physicality. I'm not talking about Mike Scales. I'm not talking about ring. I'm talking about literally like that physical look. And yeah, I just love Kevin. I really do.
I mean, how do you know? Like, I think Kevin is amazing. I think he's a great talent. No, get this. I'm finna he would get his comment deleted. But I think Kevin is great at what he does. And I mean, Kevin kind of just, I think he was injured at one point, and then he's back now and stuff like that. So now we're finally getting to see Kevin Owens be a menace like he used to be, and it's exciting. Maybe this is a way to write Ezekiel off, and he comes back at Elias, grows a beard and longer hair or something of that nature. Who honestly knows? But I personally am thoroughly excited to see what Kevin Owens pretty much has in store and what they have in store with Kevin Owens. And we actually catch up with him a little bit later within the show. But we get to hear Finn just wants to be a whore on the weekends and put pants on during the week.
I'm going to say this as nicely as possible. Finn is one of the worst heels.
I don't know. I think
he is not believable in this faction, and I don't know. And I'm saying this with all honesty. There's nothing that Judgment Day does for me besides Rhea Ripley. I don't know I don't know what the disconnect is, but tonight made me realize I don't really like, I'm not feeling it. Like it's, and when Finn talks as a heel, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I like the imagery of it, but they do absolutely nothing. It feels so forced. Like
I feel like when they took Edge out of this really like changed the dynamic of Judgment Day, to be honest. I mean, listen, these are my guys right here. But I just feel like it when they decided they want to kick Edge out, it really did change the dynamic of all of this stuff. It really did. There is no telling what Judgment Day would have been if Edge was still with them, to be honest. I mean, it's cool, but with Rhea not being there, I think people don't even care that Finn and Damien are out here. Everybody's looking for Rhea Ripley.
true.
She's the draw of this faction.
And like the wrestling classic said, they're all extremely talented.
Yeah.
There's nothing that takes away from their talent, but the group makes no sense. And I have to agree, there's no substance. And you literally took out the foundation of the group. And I think the turn was one of the worst moves that you could do, because now I have to sit through Edge coming back yet again, yet again, yet again. Edge, if you're listening, did you not learn your lesson from Randy Orton? We should have ended then. And I'm so sick. And I've never, and people know this for those that watch, I've never been a fan of Edge. I've never really understood the hype. I never. And when he keeps returning and returning and returning, I get it. You're giving dream matches. That's great. But when they turn and you took out the foundation, child, this is just.
It was very rushed. Like it felt as if like they and I can't blame them. I can only blame the creatives because they've changed the whole dynamic of what the Judgment Day really could have been and what it actually stood for. Now let's just terrorize the Mysterios and let's just terrorize everybody else and shit like that. Like fuck is going on. But nonetheless, we have Rey Mysterio versus Finn Balor tonight with Damian Priest on his side. And once again, still no Rhea Ripley. And and we didn't even see Dominic come out tonight. Like before Rey even came out, he stopped with Edge and he tried to find Dominic. He lost Dominic. Dominic wasn't answering his cell phone. He didn't know what was going on. And Rey was kind of just out there by himself tonight, trying to fend for himself within this match with Finn.
I just want to say that if that was me not answering my mom's phone calls, there would have been police. Okay? Like, the next text would have said, I'm about to call the law. Because
you better answer the damn phone.
You better answer that damn phone, location or not. So, Dominic, I don't know what you were on. Well, obviously, we'll get to that, but baby, you need to answer your phone, child, for your daddy.
If I didn't answer my phone, mother would have like left me a voice message. She ain't calling the police. She's leaving a voice message, and that voice message is scarier.
My mama will put out a wellness check in a minute.
Trust me. It's worse than getting a police call. Getting a voicemail from your mother, you don't know what it's going to say. You got to make sure that you better read the damn transcripts so that you don't have to hear it in her voice. So. I don't know. This bring back memories. Over the time I didn't answer my phone because I was doing something. But nonetheless, Ray came out here by himself. Him and Ray had a pretty decent match. But of course, Damien, of course, finds his way to get involved. And Edge came out there, and obviously this is where Damien is running from Edge. It's like you're running from your father. After you forgot to take the trash out, he told you to. Oh my god! See, my mother doesn't have Facebook, doesn't have social media.
So you did.
It's over with.
You're done.
You might well go ahead and pick out your color you want to wear for your funeral because that's it.
Oh,
child. My mother does not have social media by no means necessary, so I don't have to worry about that. But yeah, Edge is running out, and of course, in the midst of Ray trying to do his, of course, his iconic 619, Rhea brings out Dominic, who's obviously living every boy's dream on social media of being tormented
and
by
girl.
and girls, whatever you like to be identified as, are just very much jealous of Dominic because he's basically living out their dreams right now of being tormented by Rhea Ripley. And I mean, obviously, this was a huge distraction for Rey Mysterio because he ended up losing the match. And wow, you know, I don't even know what I would say to this. Like, Ray is laid there helpless while his son is just looks like Rhea. I don't know what Rhea did to that man, but whatever it is, Dominic needs to stand up and fight back.
Halloween ass makeup.
I don't. Well, you know, stand the hell up and fight back. Stand up.
Dominic looked like he had a little mini, too much Casamigos.
Child, look, tequila, Coronas, all that good shit. You know, but I mean, what can you say? My man was laid out for the count. He don't. I don't even think he even know he made it out here to the ring. Rhea really had his man on her shoulders and brought him out here.
Finn is so mid with pants.
Not sure though, but oh Lord. Anyway, nice shoes though. At least those didn't get bloodied up. Yeah, Finn, please go back to the damn. You are upsetting me and my girls, okay?
I'm not
my girls. I'm talking about me and the girls, okay? Not you. I'm talking about me, okay? Me and the girl. But okay, you can't go out here on the weekend and have your blessings out, and then you want to come to work on Monday and be covered up. It just don't work that way.
The pants look horrible.
It's awful. It doesn't even fit him.
It doesn't.
Literally. It looks like a damn weirdo. But he looks like.
I feel like this is how I feel the opposite way if Trey was to wear trunks.
It looks weird, right? Has he ever worn trunks?
I don't think. Well, like on the Indies, like back in the day.
Right.
I watched a match back in the day, but he had a fade. Like he didn't even look like himself.
Oh wow.
But Jesus Christ, if I was to see
Trey, it look weird when he was in the trunks? Like
no,
I would see him a lot in the tights.
No, it just the pants just. There's just something the way he wrestles. Mm-hmm. The pants just make him look 10 times better. Really? And for those that don't know who I'm talking about, obviously I'm talking about Trey Miguel. I find a way to always bring him up in some instance on this show.
Roll it back to me because obviously the Lord don't want to be colorful.
But no, I wouldn't want to see that. But I do feel like Finn in pants is just so unflattering. It's like awesome.
He should have just stayed in his trunks, literally. Like I don't. Please let that man go back to his bottoms, okay?
And the arms are kind of weird.
I don't know what the hell is going on with his arms. Like I know he used to wear one on his arm. I'm okay with the one arm thing, but two, you're doing too goddamn much, okay?
I don't like it.
Let it go, okay? Thank you. Same, I do, or nothing at all.
The trunks and the jacket is crazy.
It's iconic, especially the red ones. Okay.
I do like the blue. I think the blue is better. It's a good fit.
Yeah, but I mean, like, listen, the lighting on the house shows, they something different. As we move on from Dominic's tragedy, to of course Brooke and Tamina backstage. Of course, they are tagging. I don't give a damn that he's married. That don't mean nothing. He was married before, and he was still showing his thing. But then
that doesn't even make sense because he's not covering up on the live shows.
Exactly.
So basically, you have to pay. Is what he's given. Like if that was if he being a married man was the case, he wouldn't wear them at all.
Period.
He still wears them
I
on.
ain't nothing about no conservative years, okay?
Yeah, but also if that was true, he wouldn't wear them on the live shows.
Exactly.
We're still getting
an excuse.
it's not like he's not wearing trunks at all. He's just not wearing them on TV, which you would think that it would be the opposite.
Exactly.
Because the live shows, you're more inclusive.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas on TV,
a close-up action going on.
So that
whatever. Anyway, we're talking about Dana Brooke. Okay. And Tamina and Io Sky.
You said Dana Brooke first. That's awesome.
Well, because she's there. She was kind of talking first anyway before they interrupted them. But of course, these ladies will be facing each other within the show tonight in regards to the tag team, women's tag team tournament going on. And of course, Bailey does end up popping up in this, and Tamina is not too fond of it. She says she'll beat all of you up, super kick to super kick to super kick. She doesn't give a damn. Everybody's getting one. But nonetheless, we knew that eventually they was going to have Dana and Tamina tag, right? Yeah. It was just kind of obvious that it was going to happen. It's just the thing it would be like for tournament wise.
And they've been pretty significant on the main roster. Like, I know they haven't been in title pictures, but they've been in stories.
Yeah.
And I hope one day Dana, Bailey kind of threw some shade at Dana, but for those that don't know, Dana's beat Bailey. I just want to put that out there. She's also beat a lot of people. Let's just put that out there. I hope and pray one day that Dana is pushed, because I know a lot of people. Anybody will tell you I'm one of the biggest. As much as I love Charlotte, because y'all know I'm one of the biggest Charlotte marks, I'm also one of the biggest Dana Brooke marks in the world. I love Dana. I'm in close contact with one of her biggest fan pages on Instagram. We talk all the time, and a lot of people were talking about Liv being the underdog, but I don't think no one's an underdog like Dana Brooke. No. I really don't.
And even when she said that, she won a title the next week. Like, she said, she came in and was like, "I think you're the biggest underdog. I'm the biggest underdog."
And then she won the title.
Win the title next week.
She's if y'all don't know, she's had the title now more than I believe anyone.
Literally.
Even more than R-Truth at this point.
What does that say for this title though? Like, does she? I'll exit after this match. So let's go ahead and get into this then. The women's tag team championship tournament: Tamina and Dana Brooke versus Dakota Kai and Io Sky. Of course, with Bailey outside the ring. Go ahead.
Can we talk about the lockup?
The lockup was amazing.
Between Dakota Kai and Dana Brooke was absolutely. I have it on my. If you guys follow me on Instagram and you want to see it,
I wish I had a picture of it. They didn't have any photos of it.
Dana also posted it on her story. Of my video. My video is on Dana's story. But it's an amazing lockup. Amazing lockup. I love a good lockup. I'm a technical lover. Through and through.
I thought it was really good. I feel like, I myself am not the biggest Dana Brooke fan, but I don't take anything away from her wrestling ability. I know that she doesn't, a lot of times her matches are either short or main event, or it's just a bunch of jokey stuff. But if you really go back to like watching Dana Brooke when she was coming out doing the goddamn flip, and then that Dana Brooke
when she would do the spiral,
I wish she would start doing that again though. Like, for real, I don't know if she don't know how to do it no more or what, but
no, she's done it before. She's done it recently, actually, but she just doesn't do it. It was a couple weeks back she actually did it, and I hadn't seen it in such a long time. But she's also sparred with Sasha Banks, and everyone's always talking about how great Sasha Banks is. I believe she's great. I believe Sasha Banks is great. And when you can get in the ring with someone like a Sasha Banks and spar well, I mean, one of the best matches that I've seen with Dana is Sasha Banks, honestly. And people go back to that and they don't realize how good that match was. Like, she was literally facing the same people as Charlotte Flair. So I don't know. I think Dana.
And even within tonight, though, I mean, you really get, she was in the ring majority of the time, right? So she had the chance to like really show you guys that although she's holding this title that people think is a joke, she actually can go in the ring.
But what's the difference between the 24/7 championship and the digital media championship, or the FW championship, or the TBS championship? Let's just be honest. It's a TV title. Like, I think it gets more exposure, and it's a world title. But
I think how they do it well, because I think how they treat the 24/7 title, they treat it like the hardcore title, where you can be sleeping in your bed and somebody can pin you with the ref in the room and shit.
And it does seem to be more constructive.
Yeah, I mean, it used to have some type of structure back then. Like when R-Truth was holding it. I mean, it was just very chaotic all over the place. But I honestly think Dana Brooke has been doing a great job, with holding the title and everything like that. So I mean, it's this just a bunch of chaotic stuff. But nonetheless, I think that this match here was like Joseph said, it was a great way to kick off the tournament. He said he watched along on YouTube, and some people are sad because they expect Control to win without breaking a sweat. That's not going to happen that way. Like, you can't expect them to get an easy win when you have somebody like Dana Brooke and Tamina. And honestly, truly, I know a lot of people give Tamina slack. They do. But Tamina going to super kick the fuck out of anybody in a minute.
Yeah, I don't know what.
I said that Tamina has one of the dangerous super kicks. I know people like talk about Carmella has a good super kick. Ember Moon has a nice super kick. Athena now has a nice super kick. Shawn Michaels got a nice super kick. Them Samoans, the super kicks is crazy.
I don't know what Tamina was doing tonight, though.
She was a little off, but them super kicks were.
Her and were just, they don't have chemistry.
They don't.
Dana and Dakota worked very well together.
They did.
They worked, and I thought it was a good way to open the match. Was I surprised? No, I wasn't expecting. I mean, listen, I root for people like Baron Corbin. I expect people. I was gonna say QT, but QT actually got a win. That's long ago. And since we did bring up Mella, we do hear Wrestling Talk wish her a speedy recovery. That is why, I mean, and of course it is Mella Mondays as well, but that is why I wore my shirt tonight. She was injured in an interaction that she had in a match over the weekend at a live show. So we wish her a speedy recovery. I know that she was looking to get into this tournament.
Yeah, I thought who our partner was going to be.
I think that Zelina would have actually come back. But we don't know.
Did she recover from her injury though? Because it says Zelina was injured too.
I believe she's recovered, but she's still taking time. Like with Bailey was recovered, but she still wanted to go through therapy and sure everything was 100%. So I think Zelina is not injured, but I don't think she's medically cleared. I think in that limbo phase of, okay, the injury's healed, but I'm good to compete. And I think that once, Carmella and Zelina really surprised me with the duo. I thought they were way better together. Not better together than separate, but they were better together than I thought. Than I was expecting. I wasn't expecting them to be so good together.
Yeah. But nonetheless, of course, Dakota and Io did end up. Oh wait, sorry. This match they did actually make it official with Bianca, Alexa, and Asuka versus Dakota, Io, and the Bailey happened at Clash of the Castle. You kind of already know how we feel about it. It is what it is. I wonder how I feel like the match is gonna go great. I really do. But you know how it is when it comes to these pay-per-views. We give it a little bit of a crap before that, but we know this lady's gonna do great. I hope so. I will hope so. But nonetheless, Io and Dakota did pick up the win, so they do advance to the next round. So of course, on the right side is everybody that's going to basically be on SmackDown, and of course, everybody's on the left is going to be those from Raw. So of course, we're going to find out what happens within the later of the show. But I know that this here, we caught back up with Kevin Owens. However, he said a lot of great things.
He has on a Dusty Rhodes shirt.
He does. I'm not gonna do the impression, but he has he has a Dusty Rhodes shirt. Love it. But my focus was here.
Oh wow.
What the hell is going on? There's a car crash. You got Nikki and Dewdrop out here. You got a bunch of WD workers out here. Some police officers out here. Nobody knows what the hell is going on. Clearly, I get it. Kevin Owens was talking about, why is Kevin out here bothering him per usual and, and stuff like that. But my focus was like, okay, there's a whole car crash scene happening back here.
Kevin said he was going to drop his ass. I was here for all of it.
But I mean, I don't know what's going on back here. She's not on the main roster. They're just utilizing her for right now. She's just like a filler thing. But this here had a lot of people's attention, and I think eventually as the night goes on, we actually do figure out exactly who was the cause, or maybe he wasn't alone when all of this was taking place. But we'll get into it towards the end of the show. Right?
I didn't even think that they were all a faction at one point.
Remember? Mm-hmm.
Oh, please. All right.
But as we move on to this, Bobby Lashley versus Champa for the United States Championship.
Ooh,
as we do know, last week they had a tournament. Well, not a tournament, but more so like 2 triple threat matches that took place last week. AJ Styles and Champa ended up being in the finals, and of course, Champa ended up winning. That was awesome. They had video packages together of the history of the United States Championship. We got to see Champa do a backstage interview, talk about how he was going to dedicate his match to Harley Race, someone who's his mentor, someone who really got him into wrestling, really was like a true inspiration to him and everything. And this marked 3 years of his passing. So tonight, Champa, I mean, the way that they had it, they had a whole video package. They talked about him being like one of the greatest NXT champions and everything. And it just seemed as if like I thought that maybe, just maybe, Champa was going to take home this win. But it didn't turn out that way. And of course, The Miz somehow got himself involved per usual. And AJ Styles came out. And of course, we did find out later on Miz and AJ would face each other off in a no disqualification match. But this match was really good. It was so close to the point where I really did thought Champa was going to win. There was
twice.
I
stood up twice.
Like when he had him in that crossface, I thought that was like, I was like, okay, is he gonna get Bobby to tap? It was so close, but man, it was just like, well, Bobby ended up retaining his title.
I just think and I know he would have been a transitional champion, but Bobby's in the position where he can put over the new talent, And I know Champa isn't as new to everyone, but he's still new.
Maybe they're waiting on something.
I think this should have been it. And that's just my opinion. I think that
I thought that it was.
Him retaining should not have been the booking for no reason at all. I think that Bobby should go on to face, Roman, or get in the championship run with, maybe a triple threat between Roman Theory and Bobby or something. I don't know. But yeah, I wasn't too happy. And I like Bobby. I really do. He's someone that I'm very fond of. I've always liked his dominance. I've always liked his runs have been good, honestly. But I thought it was Ciampa's night, to be honest.
Yeah, I think a lot of people did, and I thought maybe it was too, but unfortunately it wasn't. So I think where does it leave for Ciampa though? Like what? I don't want to say this hurts him by no means necessary, but I kind of just want to feel like, okay, well, what are we gonna do now? Ciampa did do some hits on social media today. He did put that DIY smiley face that they have. They're simple. So I mean, I don't know, but it was a really good match. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
They should come back and beat the Usos.
They should. I feel like they would probably be the ones to dethrone them anyway.
Yeah.
It's possible. But someone that I was happy to see, Owens. I haven't seen Owens in so long, you guys have no idea. And he beat up a bunch of jobbers. That person has somewhat of a name of mine. But I mean, it's not much I can really say about this match. I was just happy to see Omos beat up a bunch of jobbers in like 3 minutes and leave it at that. I mean, I don't really know what else to say. I don't know. Happy to see Omos. I don't give a damn. This was a bathroom break for you. I was up like a light cheering. Okay. I love Omos. I don't know. I don't know. I do. But you know, he won, and hopefully we start seeing more of Omos. As we move on to, of course, Riddle is going to have an exclusive interview next week to discuss how he called out Seth Rollins at SummerSlam and then got laid out in the ring by Seth Rollins at SummerSlam. You can't be out here calling people out and then get beat up. Come on now. You can't. And so Seth had a backstage interview, and also he was upset at Kevin because he was like, you brought me here to
I can hear
him laugh, can you? I bet a lot of you guys can hear him laugh.
You can hear this picture.
I can feel my ear vibrating.
It's hilarious.
I wish just like a video of just like his laugh, and then like this picture just sits here. Like, can you imagine? I'm screaming. But Seth, he talks about how, what he did to Riddle and everything. And bro, and hey Randy, and all that other stuff that Riddle say. It's Seth and Riddle. I'm thoroughly interested in. I know they had a dark match though. I know they did have like a scheduled dark match for them to wrestle. And I think it was supposed to be in Cleveland, but if it did happen, I'm not sure. I don't know. Nobody said anything.
Mustafa Ali were on the main event.
Interesting. No, I know that. But
be quicker than that.
As we move on, this match, I do apologize, but honestly, I'm not even lie. I woke up to this match here. But I did watch it. I saw
my bathroom break. Not even gonna lie.
Chad Gable versus Dolph Ziggler. I ain't gonna lie. I did wake up when this match was happening. All I know is I woke up and Ziggler was in the damn ankle lock, and I think that was like close to. Was that like close to the end of the match? I think this was.
Asked like what happened to the angle of Dolph Ziggler. Next minute I know his.
Oh yeah, they had the angle with Dolph Ziggler in Theory. Of course, you don't know Theory. Lost a family member, and he's been off TV for just a week now. Yeah. So I mean, of course, he's gonna show up back probably pretty soon.
And it's even harder because he lost the person that got him into wrestling.
Exactly.
So that's even. So we send our condolences as well. Yeah.
I know it gets a lot of slack, but still, you can't do Theory of the person versus the character. Like, I love Theory. I don't hate him. I just sometimes just a little annoying, but nonetheless, Ziggler did pick up the win. All right, JD, thank you for coming and stopping by. Ziggler did pick up the win. And we pretty much move on to what they announced for next week. So next week we will have the women's tag team championship tournament pick up again with Alexa Bliss and Asuka versus Nikki Ash and Doudrop. But of course, we did see a backstage promo from Nikki ASH and Doudrop. They talk about how they was going to defeat Alexa and Asuka next week so that they continue on within the tournament. But we also did get Alexa and Asuka, say like, you're not ready for Alexa, you're not ready for Asuka, all that good stuff. But, of course, Control pops in. And even though they're having a really nice conversation, I am still looking in the background because now the car that was crashed is now being towed. And so, and then police officers are running past them in the midst of them talking, and then they walk off, and then they walk past AJ Styles, and AJ Styles looked disgusted, I guess. I don't know. And of course, he's getting ready to walk out for his match that he has with AJ, with with the Miz, in a no disqualification match. And this just so happens to be basically our main event, ladies and gentlemen. It was pretty cool. It was quite interesting. Miz being a hometown boy, they literally had everybody who's from Cleveland in a match tonight. Dana, Ziggler, and the Miz were in a match tonight.
And then they were like CL, whatever.
And he tried to do this, and he was like, "Why don't you just?" George was in the audience. Miz
George
was in the audience, not causing chaos and trying to fight people like he normally does. Shout out to George. But this was our main event for tonight. And of course, it was fairly good. Champa came out there, got himself the ball again before he got put through a table. And then at the end, although, you know, they always say, even though in your hometown, you don't always win. Well, the Miz did not win tonight.
He didn't.
At all whatsoever. But although it was still a lot of, you know, celebration within AJ Styles tonight. You just have to wonder what the hell was going on in the corner by the barricade. I have absolutely no idea. I didn't know what they were doing, but from a glimpse of this, it's like if you zoom the hell in, you see a real recognizable face.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people looked as if like they didn't even know who the hell that was.
I didn't until I seen the I didn't know until y'all were having the conversation about it. Yeah. And I was like, what?
I was like, he was just supposed to be with NWA.
He did, but he did always ready.
That's what I'm saying.
Unless he was removed off the card.
Yeah.
I don't even remember. I feel like I remember watching his match, but then again, that time was so fuzzy because there was so much wrestling going on. There was like PW Revolver was on that night, and Speedball had a match, and then we were trying to figure out what was going on with Cordona and stuff. But I know Indy was at home, like my man. I don't know if they date really, but you know,
if they did, it'd be awesome. But
if they all come back together, I'm gonna freak.
It's gonna be like, and then they're on the main roster. That's gonna be crazy. But then you got like Theory though, like heel Theory, you know. And it's like, look, it can play on some stories like, well, look at me. I made it up to the main roster. I got a briefcase. I got a championship opportunity, and I didn't need y'all. Look at the growth in me. Storytelling.
That is some crazy.
I know, right? But honestly, like I said, did he do all of this by himself tonight?
Because they all have to be heels. So, and I know that we're thinking maybe Toxic Attraction could come and attack Zoe and Nikita. Mm-hmm. But what if it's Indy, and Candice LeRae?
Yeah.
Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, if you think about it, he didn't do this by himself. He had to have some other people do something with him. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't know what's going to happen, but I know that we're going to find out next Monday, what Dexter has up his sleeve and what he has going on. Obviously he's not going to talk. So they're going to have somebody talk for him or something else or whatever. Let's see. Joseph said this is when cops ran by my focus on a car accident. Like, what the hell? It took away from what I thought was a great promo/confrontation. He also said this is a great match. I thought more was going to happen with the no disqualification still. We ended the match at 10:05 p.m. AJ had to stay in the ring for almost 5 minutes. Joseph, I just love how you just count everything down. I really do. I didn't know until I saw a tweet from Sean Ross Sapp that zoomed in and it was Dexter Lumis. Is Triple H making the moves behind the scenes? I personally have absolutely no idea what Triple H is doing, but whatever the hell he is doing, he's starting out to do a great job. it feels like every week people are going to be anticipating somebody new or somebody coming back. Some returns and stuff like that. Like last Friday, we got Karrion and Scarlett to come back. So who knows what's going to transpire? Did he have indie books, dates booked? I know WWE is letting Karrion Kross and Scarlett, according to PW Insider, do whatever indie show they have and they can. Technically, there's a limit that will graduate to WWE, so he's still relevant and unknown to those that don't watch NXT. Women's Judgment Day. Okay. We all know Asuka and Alexa have to meet.
Like he thinks that they're probably gonna he's probably gonna join Judgment Day.
Judgment Day? I would hope not.
I would hope not either, but
I don't want him to be a part of them. No.
Me neither, to be honest. But it makes sense because of the imagery that they have. Like he kind of fits in. Like he does in, to be honest.
Yeah, he could. But I don't know. Like I will want him to be with someone else.
Yeah.
Judgment Day taking over Raw, Maximum Male Models. Okay. Sam said he's just curious who else Triple H has his eye on, and we're only 2 weeks in, and Triple H is already making WWE talked about. Well, I still feel like WWE has been talked about. Maybe not in a good way, but they still been talked about. I know that a lot of people have anticipated wanting to watch Raw anyway, or saying they're excited.
Not being talked about.
But I mean, I just feel like if you've been watching Raw and keeping up with the product, there's excitement, but it's just like we're here to watch Raw.
I think
not been watching,
are satisfied.
No, and those who have not been watching, y'all the ones who are excited because y'all haven't been watching the show anyway.
Right. Because there's actually been some good, like,
Charlotte,
even when they were letting the women main event, even with Becky and Asuka's match, even when Bianca and Charlotte fought, and the best matches on Raw, men or women, in forever. Like, even with everything going on, there was still substance. I think people just, and the one thing that I've learned about wrestling fans is they'll jump on a bandwagon without even seeing the content. Like, they don't care to watch.
They don't even keep up what's happening like 2 weeks ago. They're like, I haven't been watching Raw in a long time, so I'm very excited. You know, AEW has been winning every week, you know, blah, 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 and all that good stuff.
Or same with AEW. Like, people will talk about how bad the women's booking is, and then they haven't watched it. It's like, it's not that bad. Like, it's literally, like, it's ridiculous. But
you just can't satisfy people. You know, not at all. No matter what type of product you put out, people are either going to like it or they're going to love it, or they're just not going to watch it at all. So you just.
And with that being said, no matter what, people are going to have something negative to say about it. They're going to. Some people are just pessimists.
I don't like how the stage looked. I thought the stage could have been built different.
Oh my God, they got a new theme music.
Oh my God, why do you change your theme?
Which I love Alexa Bliss's theme. I just want to put that out there.
I want to hear like audio version of it because I never understand what the hell they're saying. All I know is to stand up and shut up. Yeah. Like, that's it. I don't know what else it's saying.
It's like very like what is the name of that movie? I see it right now. Freaky Friday. It gives me Freaky Friday. I don't know why.
Oh my God.
Traded places or something with like
with her mom and shit.
With her mom, like she's the mom, and then the old Bliss is like the daughter,
or like with Lily or some shit, you know.
Which is crazy.
It is. But we do know that Edge did accept Damian Priest's challenge for August 22nd.
Tomorrow? Is she going to that show?
I think she is. I think she said she was going to be taking her nephew. I think.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, I don't think he's going to be going to that. I don't think
it's a school.
Or was it AEW? I don't know which one it was, but
AEW was a school night. I think that he was going to be able to go to Raw because it wasn't school.
Yeah. Okay, so it was Raw. Well, he enjoyed himself, but nonetheless, that was pretty much our Raw post show, Monday Night Raw post show. Thank you guys so much for joining in with us tonight. Shout out to everyone who stayed but that's from the beginning of the show and but to the end. It's been fun. Alexa looks like a 2000 Disney Channel kid.
She does. I
I
feel
mean,
like
listen,
she's
last week she was an emo girl, so
Yeah.
so I don't know, but I do appreciate you guys so much for hanging out with us on Monday night. Am I doing a rundown for the week, or do you want to do the rundown?
I don't have. I'm only doing us.
All right, well, I'll do everything else.
If I do rundowns, I'm only doing what we're a part of.
Well, looks like we're on a part of Impact Wrestling. That's it. And well, Turmeric Glam's not here this week. But well, I'll just do the rundown then. So for tomorrow, of course, you know the news is back. And everything. Make sure you guys tune in for that.
Today, right?
Huh? They did come on today. Dishing Indies will be back this week. And then that's pretty much it for Tuesday's shows and everything. On Wednesday is AEW Dynamite with, of course, Al and Nikki. They're going to be covering all things Dynamite for you.
Woo! We got Madison Rain and Jade. I hope Jade loses.
Child, it's so early. It's so early for that match. Jesus Christ. I didn't even think. They said they even done Jade and Athena. But Thursday, we have NXT UK and NXT 2.0 post show with Stephanie and Katrina. I believe Creep Squad will be back this week. Of course, with, you know, Petty Moments with Petty Steels. I know that's right. I love it. I love that thing, so it's hard. And then, of course, close out your night with, of course, the Salt Shakers, Nikki, who has covered her face now, for Impact Wrestling post show. I mean, a day before Emerge, this happened. So we'll definitely probably be giving our predictions on that show. So make sure you guys tune in for that. And of course, on Friday, it'll be Stephanie. I will be coming in like later on within the day. Well, within the night, excuse me, because I have some other things I have to attend to. But I would definitely be in to be a part of the post show with Stephanie, but Stephanie will hold it down. And then after that, of course, Saturday and Sunday, we do not have any shows. So make sure you guys go back and watch all of our post shows and other shows that we have here on Women's Wrestling Talk. Make sure you guys do like, comment, and subscribe and share our channel. We're almost at 300 followers on here, which is really big in the Twitch world. So y'all say. And so make sure you guys continue to share. Make sure you continue to follow. Make sure you continue to subscribe.
I heard over 50 was crazy.
Huh?
I said I heard over 50 is crazy.
That is wild, but now we're almost at 300. So the views are going up. Everything is going up. Everything's going great. So once again, just thank you guys for all your support, and we appreciate you. Oh Lord, that was hard to say.
Well, hey, calm it down now. Calm it down.
Lord, they'll be all right. Make sure you guys follow our social medias at WWE Talk Pod on all things social media, as well as our website at www.talkpod.com. For all of our articles are dropping every single day. Some exclusives from me, some from Nikki, some from all the writers and stuff like that. Oh yeah, baby girl, we're waiting for Thursday.
Oh yeah, I do my one article a week on Thursdays, the Impact recap. I also wanted to say, before we get out of here, Battle Slam was last night. I didn't go. This is from the other one. It was reported that they are actually doing a pay-per-view showing. Mm-hmm. So the reason why there wasn't a stream and you didn't get to see it last night was because it's going to air later.
Oh.
So we'll actually live tweet then when it premieres. And then we'll give you an article for that as well, because we've had a lot of love, especially with Gerard being over here now. We have a lot of love with Battle Slam. And so I just wanted people, because I know some people were looking for the live tweets yesterday, and I was not under the impression that they were actually doing an airing after, in some weeks. So that is coming up, and you will get to see Scrap Cena face off with Baron. That's his name. With Baron Black. which was a phenomenal match. I'm upset that I missed the show. Shout out to Shoot Taylor. Shout out to Queen Amita. Shout out to Adam Priest, who actually
Shout
sent
out to women.
Yeah, all the women. Robin Renegade, I think, was in the match. Shout out to Chad, my boy Skywalker. I mean, the whole team over there at Battle Slam. Just they're super talented, all of them. So I'm sad I missed it, but I'll be giving you some content on that. And then we also this Thursday we have the debut of Killer Kelly. So you'll have footage and reels of that. Make sure you check out the reels that I posted on my page and on Women's Wrestling Talk page from last week. And that's, I don't think I'm forgetting anything. Yeah. Oh, Hispanic Heritage Month.
That's not until next month. But we are getting ready for that next month. It's, they try to do it the September 15th to October.
Okay. I don't know why I thought it was August 15th. Lord Jesus.
Oh, girl, not with that meeting coming up.
Well, that's why I thought the meeting was.
It's for this week, but it's for next month, so that give y'all a deadline and all that good stuff. But yeah, we're going to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month next month, September 15th to October 15th. So make sure you guys tune in for that, to see what we have prepared for you guys for next month. Yeah, that's pretty much about it. As per usual, you guys can Google me, Drian Santana, Driune, on Google, of course. That's where you're going to always find me and everything else. Nikki, Instagram, Twitter at Nikki Bougie.
I'm on Instagram, Twitter. That's about it.
That is about it. And thank you guys once again for hanging out with the Salt Shakers, the most dominating tag team the only dominating tag team in Women's Wrestling Talk history. And if you don't know, now you know, but I ain't gonna say that word.
Yeah, I'm cute.
Bye, you guys.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet.